Oh, by the way, oh my god! Oh, I love my brain thinking about penises. Hey everybody, and welcome to Sorta My Podcast. My name is Vincent Herman, Vin the Human. Sitting to my right,
Chelsea Watkins, aka Chellraiser, and straight ahead of me,
James Odle, also known as Alpha Spectre.
Bobb Fett is on a secret mission for the Empire, so he will not be joining us this week.
You just blew his cover. He's dead now.
Ah, shit.
Sarlacc pig.
God damn it.
We were so sure he was going to be the villain of the next movie. Anyways. Or no, he does in Jedi. What the fuck am I talking about? Okay, so guys, we got a lot of great news for you. We're instituting honorable mentions today. We got a little bit of sad news later on too, but a lot of awesome news to, balance it out. First, we're going to start off with a group discussion of a little image book that came out this week called Spawn Kills Everyone. So basically, the synopsis for this book is that Spawn, not the Spawn we've all been reading all of these years, but Spawn, the actual Spawn who's small, chubby, and a dick, wants to make money off of a movie because everyone else is making money off movies, so he goes to Comic-Con to advertise his movie
San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con, and without having a booth or any plans or PR people working on it, he's just going to walk in and announce this movie.
And everyone's going to love it.
And inadvertently, he ends up killing a bunch of cosplayers, assuming that they are the actual people.
Like Deadpool. He assumes it's Ryan Gosling instead of Ryan Reynolds.
Hulk, Yoda.
He even killed Iron Man, the guy in the Iron Man suit, after seeing that the guy in the Iron Man suit is not Tony Stark. He still kills him.
And he
hates imposters, he said.
It's a can opener that pops out of his big gun that he has.
Yes.
And ultimately, he ends up winning the costume contest because they assume he got all these people involved, got special effects involved, and that the deaths were fake. And then he kills Todd McFarlane, who's presenting him with the award. Todd, of which wrote this book. So, that is basically Spawn Kills Everyone. I'm going to start out with what I thought of it, and I thought it was simplistic and hackneyed. Honestly, I feel like it was the easiest thing they could have done, and that they were playing solely off of simpletons, more or less. Like, ooh, let's have him just kill the Hulk this way. And it was like, let's have him insult fucking Deadpool in the easiest way. It just felt easy. It felt like Todd didn't want to meet his deadline for a regular Spawn book, and he just made this.
I
don't know, because the next Spawn issue is coming out next week.
I don't know. Well, I'm saying that's what it felt like, not what it is.
It
just felt easy.
I felt like it was really cute. It was tongue-in-cheek humor. It was very, and it was easy, but the thing with that, like, not all comics have to be this like complicated like masterpiece, and this is a fun comic book about someone going to Comic-Con,
but
killing a bunch of people.
You see Spawn kills everyone, and you think
it's supposed to be lighthearted.
This is gonna be epic.
It's supposed to be lighthearted and fun. It's Image Comics. I mean, that's
because on the cover.
They're known for their lighthearted Walking Dead, and I hate.
But also Tom McFarlane. I mean, think about it though. If he writes himself in it, and then kills himself off. It's not supposed to be like this like complicated, serious mess. It's supposed to be like, this is funny. Like, this San Diego Comic-Con just happened, and this is funny. Like,
well,
I think it was cute. I don't think it was like
that writing this. It wasn't like this super serious Spawn story.
Yeah, it's just tongue-in-cheek.
Because he made sure to note like
man.
the big head and the chubby belly and all this and that.
I knew it was going to be cartoonistic. I didn't really see what Spawn was going to look like in the book. I saw the cover. And I was like, okay, well, that's, a fun little cover. Like, I think what bothers me the most, like, the biggest thing was that they didn't have to tie this into anything because it's not the Spawn we've all been reading. It's and it also confuses me because now I'm like, okay, so this is the real Spawn, is what this book is saying, that this little fat dude is the real Spawn, and that everything else is just bullshit.
I don't know. One of the things that I really enjoyed about it, though, is here in the beginning, when he's taking a shit, he's reading an issue of Spawn #1.
Yeah.
He goes out of the bathroom when he's at this comic book convention, and these two chicks are standing here, reading a Spawn #1.
Why is it so specifically Spawn #1? Yeah.
So...
It's Spawn #1 and everything else. Is that Moon Knight? Is the other book Moon Knight?
I think so.
Huh.
Because I was trying to look at that earlier.
It looks a lot like Moon Knight.
It really seemed like it was Moon Knight, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to be one of Todd's other creations. But it was fun. It wasn't over the top, or it was over the top.
Also, why the fuck is Darth Vader's lightsaber an actual lightsaber if it's a costume contest?
Oh my god, because he's not going to win the costume contest. He did not try hard. He gave up. He said, fuck it, I'm not going to try to actually create.
No, he got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what he gets for not fucking doing it right.
That's not why he's not going to win. That's because he got killed.
Children, if you do cosplay, do it right.
Create new technologies.
Try. A little bit. Or you'll also get killed by baby Spawn.
I mean, I feel like if Spawn hadn't have won, it would have been Darth Vader. Because of the lightsaber. Because
of the lightsaber, yeah, right? I think he's the real hero of this book. Whoever this fan was, who's wearing like a Run DMC chain with his fucking Darth Vader outfit, invented a brand new technology, like which will inevitably change war as we know it. And all for a costume contest. That's the guy. That's the guy we should have been following.
Well,
up until his tragic death.
I was sad when he killed Yoda though, because I know I was a kid. I had to be a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
That's what
I didn't like that, but I like the whole killing Donald Trump thing.
From these
Donald Trump thing. I liked when they beheaded Donald Trump. I thought that was very
There's a part where they switch Donald Trump and Red Hood's heads.
It's cool because it says where was it? Oh, that's more accurate. And Donald, you look great again, which is really funny because great's looking bold because he wants to make America great again. And I thought that was tongue in cheek too. That was really ha ha ha.
And then there's the part where he fucking kills Venom, the Venom cosplayer, by farting in his mask. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's a childish character in this.
I feel like
he's childish. He thinks he's the best and everything, and
or maybe this is them trying to like get more out of the popularity of I Hate Fairyland, because this feels very I Hate Fairyland.
There you go.
Maybe Todd was like, you know what? I can do that too. So
it could be why. It could be a big fuck you to everyone. Like, hey,
it does say #1 on it. It doesn't say one shot. It's at the very end, on the last page. It says the end ? So yeah, this really could just be a way of them testing the waters to see if they can make a series out of this.
I feel like it'll be a mini.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's no way they're gonna.
But then again, I Hate Fairyland was supposed to be a mini. So
yeah, but something like this, there's really, with this being based in like the real world, and he's the real Spawn in the real world, they're not going to be able to do a whole lot with that before it's just dead.
Although I do want to see how he interacts with women.
Image has a way of keeping something going much longer than it really should have, or they intended to.
He didn't kill any women.
The Walking Dead is another example of that. Like, he expected to end that book forever ago, but he didn't know how he was going to end it, and then he just kept coming up with ideas. And they keep selling, so they keep letting him make the book. So, I Hate Fairyland's another example. I feel like Paper Girls is pretty planned out. Maybe that's not a good example, but still. Yeah.
I don't know. Paper Girls has the potential to go for a while at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so layered. And just the characters that they're dealing with, and time travel. I mean, yeah, there's so much they can do there for a very long time. Okay, well, I think the verdict is, like, I didn't hate it. I'm not upset that I read it
the best.
or that I bought it, but I've got some major problems. Like, if it is a run-on series, probably not gonna even care.
No, me either.
I'll get it if it's a mini. If it goes on past 4 issues,
even if it's a mini,
Spawn, I don't know.
Even if it's a mini, I'm done.
I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Like, I'll be like, it wasn't horrible. I had to get some chuckles, but.
So let's move on to some books that
have some substance to them.
That have some real substance to them.
Yeah.
And Chelsea, I think you're starting us off with something here.
Oh, well, I'll be surprised. Alright, well, I decided this week, since I did watch the movie.
What did you think about the movie, since you missed the variant episode, which isn't up yet?
It's a solid C. I felt like some things were rushed, that they maybe shouldn't have had the movie come out as soon, because they had so many reshoots, and they took so many scenes out.
Well, we discussed during that, though, and I think it popped into our heads as we were doing it, that they had Jeff Johns is now in charge of DC Entertainment.
Oh, God.
So, and one of the first projects he jumped onto was Suicide Squad, and I think that's why they did those reshoots, because he came in and was like,
that makes
look
sense.
at all this bullshit. No, here's some scenes, go do those.
And that makes sense. That makes sense. But also, I mean, I feel like a lot of the costumes were rushed. Like, Enchantress, are you fucking kidding me? That is literally...
You didn't like Enchantress?
That is literally chainmail armor.
Yeah.
You get more in Skyrim than I think you get. And she looked like she was channeling Zool at the end.
She did.
They only gave her that costume.
It's supposed to tie in
They only gave her that costume because they wanted to bring the fashion model some more sex appeal, because she needed it.
Yeah.
She didn't actually need it, but the actual Enchantress, like, her outfit is still sexy, but not. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And things like that, like, Fish Boy was Fish Boy, right? Swamp Thing? Fish Boy? Croc! I'm sorry. He took off his shirt and I just started watching Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Like, things like that. And I don't mean to nitpick, I don't. But, like, this is something... I've loved Suicide Squad since the beginning Suicide Squad. Like, since the fucking first comic book.
Since 1957.
Yeah, and I've loved them. I've loved them. I haven't even been alive that long, but I love them so much. And when I was so excited about this, and I think that Margot Robbie was a phenomenal Harley. I don't think she got enough.
She did a way better job than I thought she was going
to. I don't think that she got enough screen time.
Really?
I don't think she got enough.
I feel like she was all over it.
I feel like they didn't really, like... I mean, it's Harley. It's hard to scratch the surface with Harley, but I just feel...
She probably got the most screen time out of anyone.
I know.
Plus,
and you know why? Those are the moments of the movie I actually enjoyed.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It's a C.
So you enjoyed the bulk of the movie.
There's the parts with her in there. Joker, I'm not even going to talk about that right now.
Oh, God, yeah. No, we went on and on about
Although, did anyone think that, someone said a theory about the Jason Todd theory?
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
How do you guys feel about that?
I refuse to watch that.
I haven't watched it
because I don't think that it is going to be accurate. I don't think that it has anything to do with the actual Jason Todd.
It's right up there with this Jar Jar Binks theory that is really huge. They believe that Jar Jar Binks is going to come back in a movie and that he's going to be a Sith. And yeah, and it's got strong foundations of fan base.
Oh,
lots of people believe in this idea, but it's not gonna happen.
Let's do a Five Nights at Freddy's spinoff or something.
It's just stupid.
I'm giving up on media.
We're done. We escaped that fucker. Let's move on. But anyways, okay, take us away with Suicide Squad.
This is the rebirth did an amazing job on Suicide Squad. Better than the movie. Way better than the movie. Anyways, so it starts out, Amanda Waller, it's this background, like, it's just over talking. It's in her voice, and so she's sitting there looking at files. She's in a helicopter, and they're going to Belle Reve. They get to Belle Reve, and she's saying that she had, red flags there. She's saying that they have a special mission, like you heard in the movie, whole suicide mission. Does she care if they die?
Book, coincides with what we got in the movie.
Is it like a legit
No.
Number 1 again, they're going through all the same shit.
No, I thought that, and I kind of, yes and no, because I thought so, when I read it, I was like, it's going to be the fucking movie. Why am I reading it? But then I was like, the suicide mission they go on is different.
Okay.
It's not all the characters are in there, like in the movie, and like certain different things happen. The dialogue's better, which I'm not gonna read all the dialogue. Although you really should check this comic book out if you even remotely enjoyed Suicide Squad, even remotely. Ugh. But yeah, so you see Rick Flag, and she's talking about bomb codes for the brain, the ones that they had in the movie, the ones they injected in the head. There's Katana, second in command. They have all the, you guys can't see, but I'm showing everyone the termination codes. Talking about, get out, highly classified, blah, blah, blah. And then you get, like, slight introductions, like this is Katana, badass, Flag second in command. So they're going through all that. They're getting all the villains out of their respective, like, rectangular cell things. And, boom. Next scene, you see all of them together. Now, not all of them, I don't mean Diablo's on in this. Like, Slipknot, what the fuck? He's definitely not in this.
His death fodder.
I mean, this is ridiculous. So they have these things, and underneath they have, the quick little introductions to each one. Deadshot, Assassin, and they're each responding to what Amanda Waller wants. So, like, Deadshot's like, just tell me who I gotta blow away. Harley Quinn says Psycho underneath hers. Captain Boomerang, Australian under his. June Moon, freelance illustrator. Killer Crocodile Man thing. And the thing that Amanda Waller wanted to stress, like, evil exists. That's what she says in the beginning. She says, and I will use it. And as the movie, she's using evil against evil, using the worst of the worst. Well, their mission is space. They're going to space.
Wait a minute, the Suicide Squad goes to space?
Yes.
Oh my god, why didn't I buy this?
This is what, because in the beginning I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but this right here is what made me go, I'm going to read the rest of it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Rebirth number 1s, they have this, like, quick introduction, and you don't really get the whole big story, but, like, it was pretty cool. So everyone's complaining. You see a spaceship, everyone's bitching, because, like, the Australian, he doesn't want to be in there. He doesn't want to. He's like, oh no, I'm sick, I've been on the toilet for days, I'm dehydrated, and everyone's told him to shut up. She gets on the, I guess, telecommunicator, and there's a cosmic item, which I don't fucking tell you what it is. It's the first comic book, but apparently it's some, like, fucking, like, Siberia, like, looking place. And, it's a weapon, and they have to either destroy it, like, contain it, or, like, still, they have to get it away from these Russian, like, rogue state, who's also in space trying to get this. So the whole time they're talking about this, they're like, I don't know how I feel about this, like, I don't want this, like, we need to get aerosol. Rick Flag's like, we need to do, like, aerosol, we can just do that. It won't work, though, so we should just, like, do, like, stealth missions. That way we'll get in and out, and no one has to worry about it. Well, the whole time this is happening, and they're having this big conversation, Croc is getting sick. Really, really sick. I feel a bit unwell. And they're still talking. And what made me kind of giggle a little bit is Harley Quinn's fucking playing Pokemon Go.
Oh my god.
Really?
Wow.
Because it says, like, someone's like, I'll say this in 2-syllable, this is like, Waller in the background was like, I'll say this in 2-syllable words for Boomerang to understand. And she's like, look, she's like, ooh, there's a Pokecutie up here. And you see her, and you see a picture of her, it looks like a Pokemon, and it's obviously not, like,
oh my god, it's in a space
she's
suit.
playing, there's apparently a Pokemon on the spaceship, and she's I was like, this is ridiculous.
She's finding space Pokemon.
She is. She's like, oh, Pokecutie. She's either get in, steal, or destroy this cosmic island. Ensure the Russian rogue state doesn't have it. And remember, if you get any ideas about running for it, I will not hesitate to blow your minds in the most literal sense. So she's still threatening with the whole blowing up the, and she said good luck. And they just fall out of the middle of the ship. Falling. and everyone, and they're going back towards Earth.
So they brought him to space to drop him.
Yep.
In Russia.
Yep. They're going all the way. They're reverse boosters aren't working. Croc's getting more sick. But everyone has those helmets on, so he starts puking, and it's in his helmet, and he's starting to drown, which is really funny. But
this guy's dying. It's hilarious.
Well, I mean, like he's a crocodile, and he's like drowning.
He's drowning in
He's drowning. So Harley's like, this is fascinating. Croc's gonna drown in his own space helmet. And so Rick Flag he's like, fuck this. I don't care if Amanda Waller doesn't care about them. I care about them. These are my people now. It's my job to bring them home. And so he removes the helmet from him as they're going down to get all the puke out of it. He's doing well, but they're falling really fast. Puke's going everywhere, all over everyone. Going real fast. They're starting to they're out of control. They're on fire. Like the ship thingy that they fell through is on fire. They need June Moon to help. Rick Flag's like, hey, June, come on, change. She's like, no, I'm not doing it. Please don't make me. I don't want to. Because she doesn't want to do it. She's like, I feel her. There's too much evil here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Then, quick change. Fools, human, blood cattle, infinite meat sacrifices, enchanters, blah, 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 blah. Just all that. They brace for Kathunk. They fall in the water. And it's a little introduction. Like, they call them Suicide Squad for a reason. All the kind of background thing.
Yeah. Your atypical reintroduction.
Yeah. It's still an Amanda Waller's where she's still talking. Yeah. My name is Amanda Waller, and I am content. And then it says at the bottom right corner, next, someone literally dies. And now it goes into a personnel file. So it's like the movie.
Because the thing to note about Suicide Squad right now is that each issue for this first arc is going to contain two stories. One of which is the arc playing out, and the other is going to be like background stories for the characters.
Which I'm really glad they started with Deadshot.
Yeah.
It goes to the past, and he is with he's talking to the Nagas, which is like a cobra, the guys with all the snakes.
Okay.
Big. I know they're big in the Batman series.
Yeah, they're playing out in that right now.
Yeah, so like he's trying to make a deal with them, but really it's not a big deal. But they want him to kill Bruce Wayne. He's like, okay, 10 million, you got it. And you don't really know like why he's here, what happened, like why, anything. You just see, get this guy, we'll pay you, boom. Then it goes back to the present for just real fast. It goes back to where Amanda Waller's talking to him like through the cell, and she's just recalling his backstory, like oh, this is you, you're a Deadshot, assassin for hire, never misses. Well, I think that's bullshit, and like just kind of like just riling them up, really pissing them off. And then like you kind of get more. He's like, oh, because of your daughters, this blah blah. And it goes back. And the thing that I love so much is that you see a picture of his daughter, Zoe Lawton, 12 years old, and that like she's just ripping him a new one, like how you could protect her, how you were a freak show and you couldn't protect her from the freak show of your family. It was a horrible, just fucking shit. Well, you also see Batman crashing in to the Cobra's place during this time. And she also, Amanda Waller brings up the reason that Deadshot stays away from her because he didn't want to infect her, because he wanted her to remain good and be only good. What I love so much about this is that you actually see Batman and Deadshot working together against the Cobras because they have Deadshot's daughter, right, like covered in ropes in some warehouse somewhere. And so he's pissed off. He wants to shoot Bruce Wayne. He got up there. He went and tried to do it, and he couldn't do it because they started working together to beat them. But the one thing that Deadshot did that obviously Batman wasn't a big fan of was killed the guy that had his daughter. He's like, you know what this means? Was what Batman said. And she's like, you're my father, because she doesn't even recognize him in the outfit. So they make an agreement. Batman's gonna take her somewhere safe. Is what he said. What he asks. He says please, and then he's just gonna let him go in. He's gonna go to jail, and he wants to go to jail, and he's just gonna go amicably. And at the last one that just makes me sad. They're good. Then you can take me to prison. That's what you do with bad guys, right? It just says the end. And you just see him in his hands.
Yeah.
When I was like, aw, that just made me so sad because he let himself. He went willingly. He's like, take her to a safe place, and I'll go to prison.
The thing that made me want to buy this the most, made it the hardest to fight against, was I flipped to that last page.
Why would you do that?
Down. Oh, I was flipping through it to see what was going down.
I never flipped to the last page.
I saw that last page, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta read this.
It was really sad, but I loved it. Love how they painted Deadshot. I think that they painted him accurately. I think that Will Smith's role in the movie, besides the fact that I think he plays himself in every movie, I think they picked him because of that father role. He plays the father role typecast really well.
Yeah. I think the only thing that would bother me about this issue is that it feels like they wasted time telling us the same thing that we've already read and already seen and we already know. We're good. Let's get to the mission.
That was my problem with this. That was my problem with it. Like, I was excited that they brought some new dynamics. They gave a lot of the characters different, more dialogue.
Yeah.
You got to know them like a little bit more instead of like, this is Harley, she's a psycho. This is Deadshot, he's an assassin. This is Croc, we don't know what he is. This is they were like they had them interacting together. Even in this just the first one in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
You saw how their behaviors were gonna be, what their attitudes were gonna be. I liked it. I feel like I think I'm gonna stick with this one. I feel like it's gonna get better and better. I'm gonna give some faith. If it doesn't get better by the 4th issue, I'm done.
It's Suicide Squad. The last run was pretty good.
I would definitely pick this up if you even remotely liked Suicide Squad, or if you didn't like the movie, because I enjoyed this comic book and I didn't like the movie. If they would have done the comic book kind of like that, if they would have done the movie kind of like the comic book, I probably wouldn't have had as many problems with the movie.
Okay, well, moving on, we've got Odle is going to start us out with our first round of honorable mentions. Chelsea didn't have any this time around, but what have you been reading this week, Odle?
This week, as always, when it comes out, it's one of the first things I read. I Hate Fairyland or Fuck Fairyland. So much fun. It's great. Like, there's one thing that I have to flip through here and show you guys, is they have to go to the Tower of Battle to get to where they need to go, and it's a giant arcade machine.
Nice.
Yay!
So, like, that's where almost this entire issue is spent, just in this Tower of Battle.
Looks like the animation is different.
I'm not familiar with
It goes from the normal style,
the normal
to when they're in the arcade machine, it changes to like new graphics or whatever.
I'm not familiar with this. I'm not familiar with Fairyland.
You should really read it.
You need to.
Yeah.
I think I will. I'm not familiar with it.
It got pushed on me by Alpha Spectre here, and I love it.
Well, if you let me borrow it, I would gladly read it.
I'm actually working on getting a copy of the trade. The first trade is already out, so I have been meaning to pick up a copy of that up at the Geek.
Did they have it in
stock? What day are you going to the Geek?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Why do you always go when I have to work?
Because that's the day we go.
I'm gonna send you guys some money to buy me stuff. Okay.
But like, she goes through and has to beat this princess, who turns out to be this buff ass bitch. And it was, as always, so much fun. Nightwing, of course, I've been keeping up on with the Rebirth, and he's working with a new partner. Batgirl showed up in the last issue and followed them to where they're going. They have to go through this Rude. His name is Rude something. But they have to go through this maze builder's house. And, Rude's madhouse. And Babs joins them through this, and the Parliament still thinks that Nightwing's working for them, but the new guy, Raptor, claims to be better than Batman. And Nightwing's like, no, he's not better than Batman. He has a different outlook and all this and that, but he's not better. But this was a really good issue. There's a lot of tension now between Nightwing and Babs.
Nice. Yeah, so, and that was announced in the advertisement too. Like, yeah. So
in the last issue, he stood her up.
Oh, you do
like
not
on
do
a
that.
date. Like they had a date.
That's kind of like their thing.
Dick
like
move.
That's classic.
That's a dick move.
That is a classic dick move.
That's a dick move.
And my last honorable mention is Power Man Iron Fist 7.
I'm so excited.
In 6, Iron Fist got taken to jail.
Ooh.
Yeah, he willingly went because he's like, I'm one of the good guys, not gonna fight.
And I love this cover here. He's behind bars and the bars are melting in his hands. Yeah.
But like he's in jail and he's all right being in jail, letting the system do what it needs to do. Luke Cage is like, no, this ain't right. I need to do something. Jessica Jones is trying to tell him, no, don't do something. You're pissed. You do stupid things when you're pissed. And like Luke Cage ends up getting into, or not Luke, Iron Fist gets into fights while he's in prison already. We get some cool backstory of Danny Rand's training as a kid, but ultimately by the end, and in issue 6, Ulysses has a vision of Luke Cage, and in the end we find out what that vision was. Luke Cage decides he's going to go bust Iron Fist out of jail.
Oh.
I knew it.
At the very end, they say, like, it's all of Carol's people. She's like, let's go stop a jailbreak. Wow. I can't wait to see what happens in the next issue. Because I'm like, holy shit, they're going after Luke Cage. And, oh god.
Honestly, I think Captain Marvel's got the power on her side.
Oh yeah.
She can handle Luke Cage.
Well, and she's got all those people, but they've butted heads before.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I don't know. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But my book of the week is Moon Knight number 5. We finish up this arc.
He picked a Moon Knight book.
I know. I've only done this like 4 times. I didn't do number 4.
You didn't do number 4. I don't think you did number 2 either.
Well, now next
every other
1 through 5. So every other month I'm doing Moon Knight. But this was a 5-arc issue, and the whole arc was titled "Welcome to New Egypt."
Oh.
And throughout, we've seen Moon Knight in a mental hospital, escaping, dealing with mummies.
Yeah,
and
that's basically zombies.
All kinds of Egyptian-esque foes. At the end of issue 4, after they get out, they find Gina's diner, and she stays there to wait for her boys. They go to the pyramid. Him and Marlene go to the pyramid that they saw in issue 1 and 3 and 4 and all that. They're like, this is where we need to go. It's calling to us. We need to go here. And when they get up on the steps, they're greeted by the original Moon Knight.
Oh!
Like, what? The cloaked Moon
Knight.
Oh so we have Mr. Knight, which is Mark in his suit and the pullover face mask and all that, and they start kind of fighting it out. And the old school Moon Knight is telling you, you're insane. You've lost your mind. Let me end this. I'm the real Moon Knight. Let me take care of this. And he's like, no, and takes one of his moon daggers and stabs him. And so that hooded Moon Knight takes Marlene and runs into the pyramid, which Marlene is Mark's lover, girlfriend, whatever. So he runs into the temple and finds a door that has a moon symbol on it, touches it, and is now in space.
It's now actually on the moon
in a suit of space armor. And the art style kind of changes here, too.
Oh, I like that.
And so he sees the footsteps of them walking to this other door across the way. And so he starts running over there and is greeted by what looks to be moon werewolves.
Moon wolves. Oh
Which
my god.
I think there was a Moon Knight arc where he was a werewolf.
That's cool.
Wow.
So, because he first appeared in Werewolf by Night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
So that makes a lot more sense now. But like, there's like 8 of these guys, and they just start chasing him. He's just like, nope, fuck this, runs to the door and goes through that door. And when he comes through, he's in his suit, but he doesn't have the mask on, and he's on a studio set for a show. Marlene's there in a red cloak, almost like Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
And the 2 orderlies from early on in the series are trying to chase after him. He's like, the boss is going to be happy that we found him, and the other guy's like, yeah, but she's still pissed that you let him get away. And so he runs through another door. And now he's in the city streets somewhere where there's just nudie bars and hookers.
The red light district.
Yeah.
Wherever it is.
Kidding.
And like someone's like, hey Jake, how you doing tonight? Feel like some company? He's like, no, thank you. So like he gets approached by a hooker. There's all these sex clubs and everything around, and then the orderlies come out and they crawl out of a sewer. And like hold him down. They're trying to give him the sedative, and he's like, "No, I'm not going back. You can't make me go back. I will never go back." And he takes the syringe and hits one of the guys in the neck after reverse headbutting the guy that's holding him. And so he manages to get away, finds another door with a moon on it, clicks it, and runs through. And it happens to be Seth. The guy that he was told is the cause of all of this, who's the ultimate bad guy. And Moon Knight is now back in his suit and mask and all that. And he's like, what are you doing here? What happened? And Seth was like, what do you think happened? And Mark explains to him, you did all this. You're the reason behind all this. And Seth tells him, he's like, no, you're a puppet. And Khonshu did all of this and has controlled you and strung you along to this point. And he's like, go to him. Because Mark can feel himself being drawn up the steps. And up at the top is the cloaked Moon Knight sitting in a chair. And Mark asks him, who are you? Who are you really? And he responds, you know who I am, you've always known. Mark's like, no. And the Moon Knight's like, yes. And goes to take his mask off, and it's Khonshu. And what happens here is Khonshu explains that he needed him to come to him. He needed him to find him, do everything that Khonshu asked, submit to him completely, because Khonshu needs his body.
Oh shit.
Khonshu needs to take his body to continue on, and take his body so that he can continue, so that he can live in the real world. And he's like, you know that your mind is broken. I can help end this. I can end your pain, all this and that. He's like, Mark's like, no. Which any other time, he's always been about obeying Khonshu and, basically serving the guy who brought him back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Khonshu's like, what do you mean no? And he said, I will never let you have me. And jumps off of the ledge out of the pyramid. And you see a flashback to all of the friends that he's lost along the way. And he's just falling and smacks on the ground, blood everywhere. He's dead. And the sands just wash over him. And then on the next page, we see him laying in bed, waking up, looking around. Marlene approaches him, or the woman who appears to be Marlene, and he's like, Marlene? She says, what, you don't remember my name? How many other actresses do you bring home, Steven? And he's like, what did you call me? And she asks why he's acting so weird. She's freaking him out. And she says, you should get dressed. We have a call time. He's like, call time? and explains to him that they have to be on set soon. She doesn't want to go without him because of the creepy director, so he needs to get dressed. And he just looks out the window at the city and sheds a small tear, and it says, "The end." So
that's a good one.
I kind of called from the beginning that this was a dream sequence. Like, I'm pretty
sure.
sure.
Don't know if it was.
But
like that's the thing about Moon Knight, is it keeps you guessing.
Yeah.
That was definitely a loop, but it got better.
And it's so, like, you don't know what's coming
for a loop,
on the next page. And I don't know where it's going to go from here.
Yeah. Like, is he actually an actor, or what's going to happen?
This used to be one of his personas.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what's going to happen. But it's trippy, and I like it.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool issue. Okay, guys, I'm going to take it away with some of my honorable mentions here. First of all, I wanted to talk about The Accused. It's a one-shot that ties into Civil War, and I feel like this is one that a lot of people are going to skip over, which is another reason why I wanted to do it, because it's actually pretty good. They really go into the trial of Clint Barton, Hulk Killer, is what they've been calling him, during this one, and it also gets into some of the dirty dealings going on behind the scenes, and how Matt Murdock, the prosecuting attorney, deals with these to ensure that there's a fair trial, while at the same time doing everything he can to make sure that Clint goes to jail. Ultimately, if you've been reading Civil War II, you know the verdict of the trial, but if you really, really want to know how this plays out and why the verdict goes the way it does, you should pick up The Accused. It's made me pretty excited for The Fallen, which I'm buying next week, so yeah, check out The Accused. The next one I want to do is Superman number 5. Every single issue since Rebirth I have loved. From the first two, which were really kind of delving into John's powers, John being Superman's son, to now they're fighting the Eradicator. This takes John, Lois, Superman, and the Eradicator all to the moon to discover a secret bat cave, and Lois ends up in the Hell Bat armor. So yeah, check this issue out, because I'm sorry, none of that sounds even remotely fun to you. You're probably not a big fan of DC, because that's a lot of wish fulfillment right there.
I'm a big fan of having fun.
And then my final honorable mention is Batman number 5. If you've been following this arc, there are 2 new characters out there in Gotham right now. Their names are Gotham and Gotham Girl. And this issue gives us another taste of how they came to be who they are. An earlier issue told us like who they are, like their names, where they come from. It turns out they've lived in Gotham their entire lives. This one gives us a little hint into how they got their powers. Doesn't give away the farm, but it lets us know a little bit more of what's up. And someone dies in this issue. And I think the most interesting thing here is that our next arc is called Gotham Girl Year 1. So, yeah, I'm kind of digging it because it's not totally focusing on Batman. And that's been kind of the theme here. Everything Batman's been a part of, he's kind of like, he's an important part of it, but he's not the central part, yeah. Whereas this is focused a lot on Gotham and Gotham Girl. Detective Comics is focusing on this team he put together, led by Batwoman and himself. So yeah, check out Batman number 5. We finally close out this I Am Gotham arc, and it gives us a hint into what we're getting into next. I can't wait for Gotham Girl Year 1. Now, for my book for this week, I'm going to be doing, somewhat begrudgingly, because there were a few other things that I kind of wanted to do, but Bob missed this podcast, so someone's got to do All-Star Batman number 1. But anyways, it was a really good book. I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it. I'm just saying that I probably would have picked something different. if not for Bobb's absence.
Thanks, Bob.
God, Bobb, Jesus. Now we gotta talk about this awesome book. We open up the story to a banner at the top of the page that says, Miles Traveled 0. We're at a diner with a variety of people, 2 of which work there, 1 of which is a regular. They're talking about the sculptures that the cook makes, thinking he's some sort of Michelangelo. Then they get to talking about the bugs, because I guess they're somewhere in the forest. They say they're getting bigger and bigger every year. While this is happening, we see in the background Firefly and Killer Moth have Batman by both of his arms and are crashing him through the diner window, exclaiming, "Where the hell is he?" Throwing him into the space behind the counter. And then we get a little introduction of Batman that says, Batman, most wanted man in the state. You'll find out why shortly. Batman's more focused on making sure that people get out of the diner, and he's basically not giving them the time of day and just focusing on these people. Well, Firefly doesn't like that, and he says, fine, the fire will eat and eat until you start talking. But he gets cut off because Batman wraps his cape around Firefly's hand, where he's starting his flame up, which causes him to burn his own arm, and gives Batman the advantage to take out Killer Moth. Killer Moth decides that he's gonna spray everyone with acid, and Batman says, fun fact, many adult moths have Batman says, fun fact, many adult moths have no mouths and live less than a week. I mean, really, once they reach maturity, their only job is to shut up and die. Food for thought. And he stabs Killer Moth in the forearm with a kitchen knife, deactivating his acid sprayers. He brings his focus back to the people, trying to get them out, and they're saying, you brought him here? Obviously not talking about Killer Moth and Firefly, and they're saying it's his fault. Some of them are arguing that he just saved them, maybe should give him a break. When 2 robotic arms come through another window, grab Batman from behind, and pull him outside. We have a little flashback after that to 22 minutes prior to this event. Batman is talking to a hooded man who's telling them that he threw it away. Batman tells him to shut up. He says, what if someone finds it? Someone always does. Just wait and see. We pop back a little further to 2 hours ago. Batman and Duke, who, if you're not familiar, is Batman's not sidekick, not Robin, was once leader of the Robins in the Robin War guy. It's very hard to describe who he is, and he has no code name yet. He just wears this Batman-themed motorcycle helmet and this yellow and black jumpsuit with a bat symbol on it. We don't really know exactly what Batman's doing with him yet, and that's to be flushed out during Rebirth. Which also begs the question, is this in continuity? Because it's all Rebirth costume, and usually, classically, All-Star is not in continuity. Superman and Batman and Robin were not in continuity books, so...
Then probably not.
This one's playing out a little different. Anyways, they're going back and forth, talking about the rattlesnake venom that got released into the clouds and merged with the precipitation, causing acid rain that's been scarring and burning most of the people in Gotham. But luckily, Batman stopped it. Jim Gordon even almost puts his hand down in a puddle before Duke stops him. And they start talking about Two-Face, who is this hooded man Batman was talking to earlier. Talking about maybe he should throw him back in Gotham. And Batman tells him that, no, he has another plan. Apparently there's this house that Dent came to him with and said, if this reaches you, you have to know every time he comes back, it's getting longer, and he's coming back now. and I'm already losing myself, Bruce. He's got a plan. He's got terrible plans. I don't know what they are, but I can feel it. Listen to me, though. There's a way out this time. I finished what we started, Bruce. You need to take me there. You need to take me to the house. And apparently they've been working on the secret house together, while Dent is in control of himself. Then we flash back a little further to 2 weeks ago. Batman is watching Two-Face on the TV, says, oh, I'm sorry. It turns out it's him watching Dent on the TV. You get a little confused with Two-Face, like, what's going on with him? And Alfred is standing by, saying that he doesn't need to try this. Two-Face has already infected him. It could be one of his games. It could be a trap. And he says, it was my idea. So it turns out this was all Batman's plan the next time Two-Face came back. We flash forward again to 20 minutes ago from the actual present. So it's still a flashback, but it's a flash forward from the 2 weeks ago flashback. He's talking to Harvey Dent in the plane, and he says he's talking about how he's made this hit on Batman, that anyone who takes out this plane, gets him away from Batman and gets him to safety, is going to get the fortunes of 3 of the richest crime bosses in Gotham City. So they'll be set for their lives and many more to come. While they're having this conversation, they're having a conversation about morality as well, and Batman's not having any of it. He's like, you believe in exploiting them. As DA Harvey Dent put mechanisms in place to track all criminal behavior. As Two-Face, you use those mechanisms for your own private information network. So we find out a little bit more about how Dent does what he does. While this is going on, some crosshairs are focusing in on the Batmobile, and Alfred comes in to say, we've got incoming, you're going down. We flash back forward to right now, where Batman is being thrown through a barn and into the sculptures that the people in the diner were talking about earlier. And it turns out it was the Black Spider, another one of the hired guns that's trying to cash in on Harvey Dent's little hit contract that I guess he broadcast over TV and radio because everyone is trying to get in on this. He's firing off at Batman. He's like, finally going to kill you. He shoots into him, and it turns out that it was a distraction. And Batman comes up from behind him saying, I'm good. He's got a chainsaw in hand. And so he starts cutting off Black Spider's robotic arms while... oh, God, this part's so great. Firefly is coming through the grass behind them. He's saying, there you are, I'm gonna, and he pops out of the grass. Batman turns around and stares at him. He sees the scene with the chainsaw and the robotic arms are removed, and he just turns around and runs. He's not fucking with Batman. Turns around and runs, and Batman finds his way to the downed Batplane, where Two-Face has already escaped. All he finds is the little shroud that he had on Two-Face's head. When the waitress from the diner walks up, says, I just wanted to say thanks. Thanks for what you did back there. And he's telling her, you shouldn't be out here. And a gun comes to the back of Batman's head, and the hammer's been clicked back. He looks over and he sees all the people from the diner. They've got guns in hand, batons, tire iron. The waitress tells him that she's sorry, but you brought this on yourself. We want that money. So everyone's trying to cash in on this. And then he hears the ting of the coin flip, and there is Two-Face behind him. Look what we have here. The people from the diner are trying to tell him, just hey, no one needs to get hurt here, just let him go. That's all you have to do. That's all we have to do to get the money. And she's shaking and eventually ends up firing on Batman, hitting him in the back, downing him. And Two-Face decides to turn his attention on him when Batman reaches up and pulls him down into the grass. Nobody can now see them. They're wondering where they went, blah, blah, blah. And Batman has dragged him off to what looks like a house of some sort, like a barn. And he gets Two-Face chained back up. Two-Face is taunting him with, like, look what's happening to people. They're all after you. And it turns out it's a truck that he's brought him into. Batman's getting in the front seat. Alfred's pleading with him, telling him, please turn around. Batman says, I'm pressing on. I'm getting him to that house no matter what it takes. And he says he's cutting off communication because to bring down the Batplane, someone close must be working with him. I need to go stealth on this. Alfred's trying to plead with him. He says Batman signing off, cuts off communication. We cut to a panel where we see Alfred is crying, and he says, I just wanted to say, I'm so sorry I had to do it. And he's in front of a computer with the crosshairs on the Batplane because he's the one who brought it down.
Oh my god.
Batman takes the coin, throws it out of the truck, and we see that someone is holding on to the back of the truck. I don't know who this villain is, honestly, but he looks like the Invisible Man. He's well dressed. You can't see his face. His face is invisible. You can see right through to the back of the jacket, and he's wearing a top hat. Looks like the Invisible Man. And then at the bottom there's a banner that says miles traveled 1, miles to go 497. Yeah. There's also a little story in the back here about Duke and some of his training, but yeah, and that's gonna be that's gonna be fun. Finding out about his first case, which I guess is Zaz, because they come across these people who've been cut so expertly that if they move a single muscle, these wounds will completely open up and they will bleed to death. And only one of them is still alive, asking to be killed. So, yeah. Who is this? Oh, Gentleman Ghost. How fucking obscure. But you know what? I really like this for a lot of reasons. One, it's well written. It also leaves you guessing. You wonder why Alfred brought down the Batplane. You wonder who's going to come out of the woodwork, like friggin' Gentleman Ghost.
Jim Craddock.
And it does not focus on the Joker. I think, like, we finally get some focus on Two-Face, who I feel like has been shoved into the background for a few years now. Even when he was made more important in the Arkham games, it also just felt like still so minuscule. Yeah. So I'm glad we're finally getting into some, like, more higher end stuff. Like, all Batman. Like I was just saying about the Batman book, Dark Knight, or Detective Comics. Those books are going really well, and I feel like it's because we're getting more focus on things that have just been side characters to him, more or less. Like stepping stones. But we're going to end up with Joker again anyways.
So. And I will say, like, JR did actually kind of step his art up in this one.
Yeah,
but there are still moments like...
Like, what is up with this guy? Like, his eyes are not red. Yeah, the cook, his eyes are not red in other panels, but right here, he looks like he's been his face has been run over by a truck, and he's high as shit.
Maybe that's what he wanted.
I don't know.
But, yeah, his artwork's really good in this.
Way better than it normally is.
And we were kind of worried about that because of the JR. Excuse me. Because I tried to hold it back. So, because the JR variant month, God, that was hard to get through. But yeah, great book. Check that one out. And again, I think it's going to be in continuity. I don't know. That's best left up to the suits in Washington.
Maybe not.
Okay, so moving on from Batman, let's talk about Batman. Recently, it got announced. There was a little trailer that came out for Batman 66 movie called, what is it, Batman Return of the Caped Crusader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my god, and this trailer is so great. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. But it's Batman and Robin are on this giant TV dinner tray.
Yeah, or almost like an old school cafeteria.
Yeah,
tray.
and they're being led into a furnace. All the while, they're talking about how are they going to get out of this one. It's classic 66
and
dialogue.
It's
I love
Adam
it.
West and Burt Ward.
It's charming. I'm not a huge fan of the old show.
I am.
It's too
It's
campy
cute.
for my taste.
I like when I was little. When I was a kid. And
I
campy was
enjoyed
fun.
the movie because it's the camp condensed to a movie. Like I don't think I could sit through like multiple
I think you
episodes
lose
of
your
that.
mind.
But like, I feel like I'm gonna enjoy this too because it's the condensed version of everything everyone else loves about that show. But it turns out that the way they're getting off of this TV tray is they're gonna use their new film to get out of it, and like after they get off, they're just talking about the DVD at that point. But yeah, it's Burt Ward, Adam West. They even have Eartha Kitt. Julie Newmar
Yeah.
is the one that's going to be in this one. Yeah, they've got Julie Newmar, and apparently in the advertisement they say many more. So I'm wondering who else we're going to get. The guy who played the Joker in the old show's dead, right?
Cesar Romero.
Cesar Romero? Is he dead?
Is he?
Chelsea? Roll that beautiful Romero footage.
I'm pretty sure he's not, but
I didn't either. I don't know. But
I would have known about this.
yeah, it looks fun.
Because I love Cesar Romero.
I don't have to buy it on Blu-ray though because I know Bobb's gonna. I know Boba Fett's
true.
gonna be right there day one. Find out because that's his copy of Batman vs Superman downstairs, right?
He died.
Like
He died on January 1994. I was 4 years
1994,
old
yeah.
when this beautiful man died.
Yep. So we're not gonna see him. I believe a lot of the villains were older in that show, so they're probably all gone or out of commission.
Well, it's going to be animated though, right?
Yeah.
So all we need are voices.
Yeah, we don't.
Burt Ward's still alive.
We don't necessarily need them to do the
Okay.
voices. It just would have been a part of the charm.
Yeah, Burt Ward's still alive.
Yeah. Well, he does the
Yeah.
voice of Robin.
So I mean,
Adam West.
so not all of them are gone.
And he was younger than everyone else on that show.
Yeah.
So,
I
I think he was
beautiful.
Boy Wonder.
now actually branching a little bit off of Batman 66, Injustice. What is the tagline for that? Because the first one's Injustice: Gods Among Us. I can't remember the name.
Cesar Romero.
Chelsea had to have a moment.
Shit, I don't know what the tagline is.
Yeah, I can't remember it, but it's Injustice 2. Had another new announcement trailer come out for Harley Quinn and Deadshot. It looks great. It's Tara Strong, I'm pretty sure, doing
Yay!
the voice.
So good.
It sounds like Tara Strong, anyways.
It sounds like Harley Quinn.
And Deadshot. Wow, I can't wait to play with Deadshot's character. Like, that part where, like, it's obviously, like, either one of his specials or his finisher or something, but he's firing all the...
And then throws the gun up in the air.
Yeah, and he's firing those, like, perfectly aimed shots, spinning around, gun comes out. Yeah. Wow, he looks good. He looks fun.
Worst heroes ever.
Yeah.
That's one of the captions.
But I can't wait for this game. Like, so far we've got Blue Beetle.
There's a lot of villains.
Yeah.
that they reveal. We've
Well,
got
there were a
more-
lot of villains in the last game, too.
But it seems like we've gotten more like
They're doing this new
quote
like
unquote villain reveals right now than we've gotten. Like we've seen a lot of
True.
the hero footage. Have we seen Flash?
As far as heroes go, yeah, we saw Flash
Well,
in
there's-
their official like trailer.
they're doing this whole like worst villains ever kind of thing right now. So they're gonna be introducing a lot of villains.
Yeah,
Which I kind of like.
and you know that these two being in it were fueled by Suicide Squad. Not that
Yeah.
Harley wouldn't have, but Harley and Deadshot getting revealed at the same time. Yeah, it's because of Suicide Squad. But so far we've got Superman, Batman,
Aquaman,
The Flash, Aquaman,
Supergirl,
Wonder
Gorilla
Woman.
Grodd.
No, I'm talking about heroes.
Oh,
Gorilla
Grodd.
Wonder Woman.
Gorilla.
And there's a Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those are the 7 heroes we've got, and then we've got Atrocitus, Gorilla Grodd, Deadshot, Harley Quinn. And I can't think of any of them.
No, Flash and Wonder Woman haven't been. No one's heard anything about.
Wonder
that.
Woman was in the Blue Beetle trailer.
I know, but I mean, they did at the.
They didn't get a reveal trailer.
Yeah, they didn't get a reveal. They don't know if it's going to be a reveal trailer for them.
Well, those are kind of your standard characters.
But still, they could do something different.
You know Wonder Woman's going to be in it, and Flash was in there official.
Yeah.
Like, the first trailer that came out, Flash was in that. So they've already made the decision that he's going to be in there.
You can't make these games without Batman, Superman.
You got to have the Justice
Flash.
I know Ed Boon said that he said everything we've learned we're applying to Injustice 2. And I thought that was really cool because he took all the things that people didn't like about Injustice 1 and
which I don't see what people didn't like. I mean, the challenges, the challenge modes were kind of annoying.
There's more customizable gear options.
Yeah, and apparently, during the fight, they armor up accordingly. Yeah. Is something I heard. Because we were wondering, like, what is with the armored suits?
Batman goes up against Superman, he's going to have the armored suit, whereas if he goes up against...
Well, I think he goes up against him normal, and then, like, during the battle, the battle suit comes out.
Also, there's a tournament mode, which is what he called a level playing field mode, so that way you won't have, like, a level 50 Superman against a level 1 Batman or something like that.
Oh, so they level up individually. Wow,
but
so
the
there's a little RPG.
Yeah, there's a certain mode that, like, it'll make it even.
Or maybe it's, like, a brand new player
like ranked matches
against, you know, someone who's been playing for...
Yeah, it's like ranked matches. And I think that's good, too, because that way it doesn't discourage anyone from playing. Yeah. Like, I can't play online because I keep getting killed because I'm on level 1 Aquaman.
Yeah. But the first game was still great. I'm surprised it took them this long to get to an Injustice 2. Because I loved that story. Just like, I was expecting such shit. Like, honestly, I was expecting the diarrhea to flow from this thing because...
Well, it's been enough to spawn a bunch of comics and shit.
Well, it was because of DC versus Mortal Kombat.
Where did they leave off?
Mortal Kombat
on the end of Injustice 1.
They defeat Superman.
Just making sure. Was Batman imprisoned, right? Imprisoned Superman?
Yeah, you do.
Batman imprisoned Superman?
Yeah. I don't think they kill him. But...
No.
Yeah, I mean, it had a great story. It was so fun playing with them. They had a legit reason why everyone was, like, able to go toe-to-toe. So, yeah, that was a great game. Can't wait for this one. Like, can't wait for it. Can't. I need it now.
Cannot.
So we're going to go on a road trip to WB Studios.
Yes, we are.
And get an early release copy at gunpoint.
We're going to steal it.
They won't know it was us because they don't listen to our podcast.
Of course. And then we'll let you guys know how that goes. Okay. So. What the fuck? What did you drop?
Nothing.
Oh, you're playing with bobby pins?
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be amazing.
Moving on from that, let's go over to the Marvel side of the pond, and we're talking about Civil War 2. Got extended to 8 issues, which seems to be. Most people are pointing out that this is what they've been doing, like, in recent years. This is what they've been doing for a while, because Punisher, the very first time he got his own miniseries, it was released as a 4-part, and by issue 3, they had extended it to 5.
And it raises the question, do they do this because it's doing well and they want that extra book, or are they doing it because they didn't anticipate having this much information that they wanted to write and put out?
Yeah.
You know.
Which brings up another question. If it's the latter of those two thoughts, then Why? Because they planned out the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so like they don't release extended scenes 2 months later because they went and filmed them because they just thought of this. You know,
and that's what raises the question. Like during the writing process, how far in advance are they writing? Like, okay, they have their storyline and all this plotted out, so they initially anticipate 7 issues, and then now we're about halfway. We're essentially now halfway through, and they realize, okay, 7's not going to be enough to get through. You know, we can't put everything that we need to convey for this story for it to make sense in 3 more issues. We need to extend it to 1 more. And I think that's why, because I don't think they did like 1 of 7, 2 of 7 like they did with Secret Wars. I haven't seen any of that. It's just been number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4.
No.
So I think they almost anticipated or just wanted to stop doing that because of Secret Wars. It was like 1 of 8, and then 7 of 9. What?
Yeah, right. Like, and I didn't even hear. Like, I didn't see anything online about that either. Like, this got an announcement article. Like, I don't remember seeing anything about like they're extending it to 9 issues.
There was some stuff about it, but there was more talk of the delay on it rather than the extension.
Yeah.
And the delay is what pissed more people off than anything, because that put all of these newer Marvel number 1s coming out before Secret Wars concluded. So people were like, what? They're like, no one knew
what that was so irritating, because I was ready for Secret Wars to be done. Not that I didn't enjoy it. It was okay. I was just ready for it to be done, because I was sick of paying fucking $5 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... No, it could be that. I think maybe it's the forehand version of what you said of
that they anticipated 7, but now realize it's going to take 8.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Because I don't think it's them being like, we're gonna fuck them out of $5 more. Yeah. But I don't know. You never see this happening at DC. I'm just saying.
That's true.
It's not like I'm a DC fanboy. I love
DC
both,
never really does major events.
Yeah,
they do, but it's not nearly as often as Marvel.
Yeah, it's you never see anything like Darkseid War. Could have easily been like, you know, they could have done it like Marvel does Secret Wars or Civil War 2. They could have been like Darkseid War, but no, it was a Justice League arc.
Yeah.
And then like Night of the Monster Man is coming up. They could just be doing. They could just do a Night of the Monster Man book or keep it to Batman, but they're doing Batman, Detective, and Nightwing. So,
which I think with that, they just assume that most people are probably reading those anyway.
Yeah, if you're reading Batman and Detective, you're probably reading Nightwing too.
Yeah.
Which is a fair assumption. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things that makes Marvel stand out. Maybe DC doesn't do it because Marvel does it.
Yeah. But Image, they don't do world events.
But I mean, DC does plenty of miniseries.
Can't wait till Civil War 2. Can't wait. What team you on? You know yet?
I don't know yet. I'm still debating, but I'm Team Iron Man probably.
You know,
for the most part.
See this
you know who's on both sides?
This is one of those situations where it's like. I'm with Iron Man on this.
Well, it was really last issue 4 that kind of sold it for me because
he was talking to all of them at the end.
Yeah, where he brings up, he's like, "Look, I've scanned his brain. This is how it works." And Captain Marvel's still trying to be a bitch. She's still like, "You know what? Okay, fine, but I'm gonna wait till Hank McCoy has a chance to look at it."
Already did.
Yeah, he's like, "I did. It's legit." And she's still like, fuck you guys. And she's not budging. And then later, like, Tony's
she's the Tony Stark of the First Civil War.
Exactly. She's just not budging on this. She believes herself to be right. And I think it's mostly Rhodey's death that's affecting her.
Rhodey's death, She-Hulk's injury.
Yeah. She has to make sense of all of this somehow, and this is the way she's chosen to do it.
So cool, though. These teams are so amazing.
I still don't.
Iron Man, Captain America, Sam Wilson. Thor, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Luke Cage, Hercules, Miss America, Daredevil, Black Widow, the Hulk, Amadeus Cho, and Deadpool. And Captain Marvel has Captain America, Steve Rogers.
Now, okay,
War
is this what they're basing this off of, that first image where it has... Okay, that has been changing back and forth. Because Captain America, Steve Rogers, was on Iron Man's team in issue 4. So, like...
Yeah.
And, like, in a later issue...
It's basically what happened with the first one. Is people are kind of starting to see what's going on rather than siding with their team leader or whatever.
Well, here's the thing. In issue, I think it's 10 or 11 of All New Wolverine, Captain America is there on behalf of Captain Marvel to arrest Old Man Logan because Ulysses has a vision that he's going to kill Gabby. Which he does at the end of the issue.
This Ulysses guy, he is throwing this world on its head.
So I don't know at what point Captain America switches allegiances, or if they just fucked up in issue 4 and accidentally drew him on Tony's side. But yeah, so I don't know. I've enjoyed Civil War.
I have to.
So I can do another issue.
It's been fairly slow so far, but it is really starting to pick up now.
It needs to stop being $5. That would be great. But okay, more Marvel news. We're going to movie news here. Vin Diesel kind of let it slip that Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be a part of Avengers: Infinity War, which I kind of think was like a no shit type situation.
Yeah.
With it being Thanos, and they've already had dealings with Thanos.
And they introduced one of the Infinity Gems in Guardians of the Galaxy. So, it just makes sense. But people were like pissing themselves out of excitement.
People are excited
from this little news, and I'm like, no shit. It's like, it's gonna be cool. I'm not like...
That's me.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, but yeah.
And there again, that's another big thing coming up. Is talking about Guardians of the Galaxy is the Guardians Grounded or something like that is going to be one of the new Marvel Now series where they're not in space, they're on Earth.
I wonder if that is because they're on. Like, they end up on Captain Marvel's side, and something happens during Civil War.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with the events of Civil War.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's one of the new titles, is Guardians Grounded.
I didn't see that, and I looked at that advertisement.
Yeah.
Man.
I want... Huh?
Brian Bendis is writing it.
Oh, yeah. He's hit and miss.
He is hit and miss. He is really hit and miss, but you know what? I think he's doing really good right now.
I've been enjoying most of his stuff here lately.
He's more of a big picture guy. I think is why he.
This is kind of one of those.
He doesn't really care to focus too much on the little shit over here, and that's why I think like that Captain America ended up on Iron Man's team because he's like, you know what, they got all these tie-ins, someone else will fill that shit. I mean,
although he's writing a lot of the ones that tie in.
Really,
too.
is he?
He's on several right now.
I did not notice that, but still, he's more of a big picture guy. I think that can be good in certain places, but sometimes it can be annoying. Like fucking Spawn kills everyone.
Oh, come on, we're still on that.
No. I just want to see Star-Lord. I want to see Chris Pratt with Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. I want to see that. Like, if there's anything that's got me like overexcited about this news, it's the fact that I'm gonna get to see. I might get. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to see them. It's just a really good chance.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Something to look forward to.
Let's bring the tone of this podcast down a little bit and make everyone's day a little bit worse. You've probably already heard that Kenny Baker, the actor inside of R2-D2, for pretty much every movie. I think one of the only things... Oh, no, he was in... he was in the... Christmas special too.
Anyway.
But he died on August 13th, and he died at 81, peaceful in his own bed. Which is really good, because a lot of times you hear these, they like were suffering from this disease, they had been like going into remission, like.
Yeah, granted, we don't know if he had anything or not, but he was able to go.
I'm sure one of the articles has elaborated on it. The one I read just went into him. He died peacefully. But yeah, Kenny Baker, R2-D2, is no longer with us. And the thing that sucks most about this, I think, is that this is usually how it starts. Like, this is usually when, like, the actors start dropping off from these projects. Because, I mean, you know, Harrison Ford hasn't always been in the greatest health in recent years. Peter Mayhew only could do the parts for Chewbacca where he was sitting down because one of his legs got messed up. A lot of times that leads to blood clots. And that kills you. You know, Anthony Daniels seems to be doing all right. Mm-hmm. So we might have him for a lot longer.
Maybe.
But yeah, like this is usually how it starts, and that's really sad. But we're gonna give 30 seconds of silence for. Is that too long, editor?
You never realize how long 30 seconds is.
But how about 10 seconds?
I'd say 5.
I think he deserves 10 seconds.
We should probably cut out this barter.
It's banter. We're not haggling. But
we're bartering for the time that's worth spending on Kenny Baker.
I think 10 seconds. I think he deserves it.
Let's do 10 seconds.
I don't know. He's R2-D2, so we can give him 2 seconds.
He's Papalu too. He was the Ewok Papa.
Anyways.
Alright, 10 seconds. Starting.
10 seconds. We'll start on the 30 mark.
Whatever.
No.
And
okay. I hope you enjoyed that retrospective moment on the career of Kenny Baker while listening to a fan. Because there's no way that fan didn't make it in there.
That's just a gentle breeze of heaven scooping him up.
Yeah. But on a brighter note, we got some new Rogue One footage.
Oh yeah, we did. We got a whole new trailer. We got 2 new trailers. We'll talk about the second one later, but the official one gives us a lot more of action. There is so much more action in this one. Because before it kind of just like, here's these characters you don't know about. And
here's some shooting.
Here's some death troopers, and here's a blind guy with a stick. And it's like, oh my god, who are all these people? I want to know. And it's one of those types of trailers. This one also forgoes that sweet-ass piano theme. And it's more like a redone Empire theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. We get another new character introduced, who's some droid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was really funny.
He's like, very pessimistic.
Yeah, he's like, Captain said you're part of our team. I won't kill you. And I'm like, huh. So would he have killed her even if she was an innocent? Like
97.6%.
What are you?
Failure.
Yeah. But we get to see a lot more ships too. We get to see one of those AT-ATs get a rocket launcher to the face. Because it's not an AT-AT.
It's more
it's an AT-AT.
I'm gonna bring this up every time. It's not an AT-AT. It's an AT-AT.
It's
all-terrain assault transport. It's not AT-AT.
It's a
how about that scene at the end of the trailer? That 0.5 seconds.
The whole half a minute or whole half a second of Darth Vader's back. And I lost my fucking mind.
And you hear him inhale.
You get one inhale, one exhale. No, I think
there was no exhale. It was just
we get one inhale.
He'll exhale and watch the movie.
You don't know where the fuck he is. You just know that there's all this red. It's probably like because the Rebels computers have that same stuff and it's blue. So it's probably just one of the Empire's computers. But and yeah, whole half a second of Darth Vader, and yeah. We got Darth fucking Vader. Anyway, we already knew. It was already.
Yeah.
It was announced that it was going to be in the film. It was announced that James Earl Jones is coming back to play the voice.
Woo!
So, which honestly,
God bless him.
they need to make a soundboard of just James Earl Jones is saying every word they can think of 4 times with 4 different inflections. Just to get ready. Because after James Earl Jones is gone, they should retire that character. No more Darth Vader.
And they won't, though. That's what I'm afraid of. They're not going to.
That's the bad thing. It should be gone after that. Because
it's not the same.
Unless they soundboard this fucker.
I agree. I'm sure
and with the way Darth Vader talks, like, you can pull off a soundboard. It really he doesn't have to have too many inflections for each word.
That's true.
Just pay Disney. You've made your money.
Other than no. Like,
it
has to be no.
No, okay, now, look. I have to defend something. Not the no in episode 3.
Yeah.
That is crap.
Yeah.
But, when they announced the release, before Disney bought them, when they announced the release of the Blu-ray set, that, like, $100 Blu-ray set, more or less.
Yeah.
And they said they were doing re-edits. They were adding new stuff to it. They were reanimating... They reanimated Yoda in episode 1 as CG instead of keeping that puppet. But they didn't reanimate him in the original trilogy. I'm surprised that they didn't go that far. Anyways, no, but like one of the things everyone was pissed about was that they added nose to the end of Empire or Jedi, where Vader kills the Emperor. And what I thought was that they just took the no from episode 3 and copy and paste.
That's what I thought. Did they not do that?
That is not what happens.
Oh.
They had James Earl Jones come in and record a couple no's, and the way he starts out, he says no. Just no, real quick, kind of under his breath a little bit while things are going down. And then he grabs up the Emperor and he says, no! And throws him down. It's not like the super elongated no. It's a little extended no. But just like an emphatic, I'm not going to let this happen. And it fits. It feels like it should have been there always. I am perfectly happy with that edit. But now it's given him this no stigma that most people don't understand because they haven't even seen those Blu-ray copies because it is so expensive.
Yeah.
But God, they're gorgeous. They look like brand new movies. The original trilogy looks so fucking clean. Like, you can't even imagine how good these films look on Blu-ray.
You have this?
Yes.
Yeah?
I have this. Yes. And it is out of all my DVDs, it's my most prized possession. So if I loan it to you, you need to extend like a glass protective case from the middle of your living room, protected by lasers.
It'll be one of those, like the Beauty and the Beast rose protector.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Which also, not something on our list here, but have you guys seen the side-by-side trailer for Beauty and the Beast?
No.
Yeah.
Is it
I'm so pumped.
The 2017 trailer is, like, obviously it's new live action and all that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Scene for scene,
it is the exact
original trailer.
You know what? I love it when they do that stuff
Me
because
too.
I was watching Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Super recently, and he goes into his muscle what was it?
Kaioken?
No, it was Ultra Saiyan is what everyone was calling it. Remember when they were fighting Cell and Vegeta and Trunks getting these new forms, but they're too bulky and they can't move fast enough to really hit Cell after he's perfected. He pulls this out because Vegeta says he's going to train him. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go all out into this form. Vegeta goes Super Saiyan Blue just to throw it in his face. And they did, shot for shot, the exact same shots that happened when he goes Ultra Saiyan in the original Cell Saga.
Nice.
Yeah, they did shot for shot for it. And they pulled this out so cleverly because you think, oh man, we're going to have to suffer this bullshit again. But no, he drops it. The minute Vegeta gets so close to him, he drops it, reverts back to a faster form, and takes a swing at Vegeta. And he's like... Vegeta, gives him props for that and all that, but of course Vegeta's still too fast as Super Saiyan Blue. But anyways, my little tangent. No, yeah, I love it when they do that stuff.
Yeah.
That whole shot-for-shot, homage. And they're going to come out with another trailer.
Yeah.
Their trailer. This was their fan service trailer.
Yeah,
you know what makes me happy about Beauty and the Beast, though? Ian McKellen's going to be Cogs.
Ian McKellen is in this movie?
Sir Ian
Oh
McKellen.
my god!
That's awesome.
That's so
He's
cool.
going to be Cogsworth. And Ewan McGregor's going to be Lumiere.
Yeah,
Nice.
yes, I did hear that.
Oh
Luke
my
Evans
god!
guest
Ewan
on.
McGregor is... Oh, yes.
Of course, Emma Watson, the beautiful Belle.
There.
Yeah, I can't wait for this movie.
This is so... the cast is amazing. Who plays the Beast?
Dan Stevens.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, Kevin Kline plays Maurice, and he's pretty cool. But let me tell you, it's Dan Stevens.
Who is this Dan Stevens, man? Why is he my Beast? Let's see here. Filmography. Yeah, a whole lot of... He's in Secret Tomb, Night of the Museum. Downton Abbey. There is probably a fan base for this guy because he was in Downton Abbey.
Yeah, he's actually... I watched some of it. He's actually... I think he'll be perfect for it.
Yeah.
I think he'll be absolutely perfect for it.
I'm not familiar with most of the stuff in his IMDb credits, but yeah.
He even looks the part, which is awesome. That's how he naturally looks.
He's gonna be heavily made.
I know, but I mean,
eyes
eyes-wise, because you can't you could only CGI and shit so much.
Yeah. And
Kevin Kline is gonna be Maurice.
I'm hoping he's like
Tom. Bill's dad. He's in a lot.
I'm hoping he's gonna be like
Wild West. Remember that horrible freak show movie?
Tom Hardy. I hope he's gonna be Tom Hardy good because he did such a good job of Bane because he mostly only had his eyes to emote. He had to convey his character's emotions all through his eyes.
The weirdest fucking voice ever.
Because he didn't have the rest of his face to emote with. I liked it. I think it's funny because everyone liked it. Now people are
because it wasn't Heath Ledger's Joker.
It was as good as Heath Ledger. Fuck you.
No,
Heath Ledger wasn't even the
I
actual
just never really
Joker.
known Bane to have that much of an accent. With that accent. Different accent, yeah. But
and people are going to get so bad that I'm going to go ahead and start shitting on the Joker, which would be really hard. I'm going to have to try really hard to find things. But I'll find them. If there's anyone who can find something to hate about something awesome, it's me. Okay?
This is true.
Yeah, so people just need to stop. But anyways, yeah. Rogue One, Darth Vader, awesome. But I think that's going to be it for this podcast. We've got really nothing else. It was kind of a slow week. Even these topics were kind of lower end topics. Some of them were stuff we already knew, but now we have visuals for it. But anyways, guys, you can check us out on SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, all for your Sorta My Podcast, and we're also on Instagram. You can check out Sorta My Brand, who is our awesome host of all of this, on Facebook and YouTube, where you can see a lot of other great shows that we do, and eventually this one as well. Once things settle down and I can start transferring shit.
Maybe one of these days we can figure out how to get the Suge Knights Gaming on YouTube.
I don't want to do that.
On YouTube?
I thought we were just going to leave it as a live show. I mean, there is a way, if we wanted to go ahead and put it up, we could just screen capture. There's recording programs for that. I mean, because you can't download it.
Right.
I don't think you can.
I don't think.
Maybe from desktop. We should try it on desktop. I know you can't from your phone.
Yeah.
And to close out, you can also check all of our awesome news out on Sorta My Comics on Facebook. It's just a news circulation website for all things nerdy. I've been posting some movie stuff recently. Not necessarily nerdy stuff, just movie stuff in general. So it might branch out, but eventually it's all going to be for our comic book store, which will be revived one day by the hands that have built this podcast, which is all of us. Kind of sounded like I was talking about myself there.
You were kind of channeling your inner Spawn.
Yeah, more or less. Guys, my name is Vin the Human, Vincent Herman.
I'm Chelsea Watkins, Trailrazer.
James Odle, Alpha Spectre.
And cue that badass outro music.